A very good morning to everyone. I request everyone to be seated. We'll begin shortly. Everyone gathered here today. I hope the pleasant weather of Ahmedabad adds to the warmth and joy of this momentous occasion. On behalf of the Faculty of Design, CEPT University, I extend a heartfelt welcome to the 19th Convocation ceremony. It's It's truly an honor to stand here welcoming each one of you, especially our esteemed chief guest, Dr. Susmita Mohanty, the Director General and co-founder of Spaceports RBI S2, India's first space think tank. Thank you, Dr. Mohanty, for gracing this significant day with your presence and wisdom. I'd also like to extend a warm welcome to our respected Dean, Mr. Silbhatri, Program Chairs, members of the faculty, administrative staff, and most importantly, our graduating students. A special acknowledgement to all the parents who are with us today. Your unwavering support, occasional nudges, and unshakable faith has made this possible. As we gather here today, we celebrate not just the culmination of an academic journey, but also the resilience, ingenuity, and the spirit that brought us here. These past years have been transformative for all of you. You came to us as curious individuals with dreams and ambitions, and today you leave as professionals equipped to shape the world. However, let's not forget the journey was anything but linear. Design, after all, is no walk in the park. It's more like high-stakes obstacle course with an occasional detour through chaos. I'm sure you remember your first days, walking into a studio full of excitement, only to be told your ideas need a complete redo. And not just once, by next couple of years, most of you had embraced the mantra, fail fast, fail often, and hope for fewer redos next time. But here you are, having survived countless critiques, sleepless nights, and the perennial struggle to explain your families why making a chair took an entire semester. Some of you may also recall the debates over studio choices. Why didn't I get my first preference? Or the changing dynamics with your mentors and not getting your electives. At first, it was, I'm not sure if I and my tutor are on the same page, and by the end of the semester, it turned out into, I hope I get to work with them again. These moments, frustrating as they seemed, were crucibles where your originality and perseverance were forged. Today, as you graduate, you step into the world as designers in the 21st century. What does it mean to be a designer in this age? It surely means wearing many hats, an innovator, problem solver, to be empathetic, and sometimes even miracle worker. It means tackling real-world challenges and with sensitivity and ingenuity, whether designing for sustainability, inclusivity, or the ever-elusive budget constraints. J. Krishnamurti once said, the purpose, and I quote, the purpose of education is to help you understand the vast expanse of life with all its subtleties, its beauties, its sorrows, and its joys. As designers, you are tasked with this very understanding, to engage deeply with the complexities of the world and translate them into meaningful solutions. The 21st century demands designers who are not just creators, but thinkers, capable of addressing the evolving needs of our society and our planets. Of course, let's not forget the humor that often accompanies the life of a designer. Those of you heading into the professional world will quickly discover that clients often have a unique way of viewing your work. You will hear phrases like, can we make it more pop? This is great, but can we change everything? Remember to smile, nod, and internally scream, it's all part of a process. To the parents in audience, let me assure you that your children are well prepared for this journey. They have honed not just technical skills, but also the ability to think critically, adapt to change, and collaborate effectively. They've also learned to survive on endless choice and hope, which you all will agree are essential life skills. To graduates, today is a milestone, but it's not the final destination. Your education here has provided you with the foundation, but the real learning begins now. As you step into the professional world, remember that design is as much as about curiosity as much as it is about creativity. You're part of a legacy now, one that carries the ethos of Faculty of Design, CEPT University. To push boundaries, to think deeply, and to create meaningfully. Carry this legacy with pride and responsibility. And don't forget to stay connected with your peers, your mentors, and this institution. The relationship you have built here are amongst the most valuable assets that you will carry forward. As I conclude, let me leave you with a thought. Design is a journey and not a destination. It's a process of constant evolution, reflection, and reinvention. Embrace it with an open heart and a curious mind. Remember to find joy in the chaos, beauty in imperfections, and the purpose in work you do. Congratulations once again to the graduates of 2025. May you design a future that inspires, uplifts, and transforms. I welcome you all once again on this important day. Moving ahead, I would like to invite Salim Batri, Dean Faculty of Design, to share a few words.
Lots of speeches today. You had some of them in the central space and now some more over here. And some of them are going to state perhaps the same things in different ways and perhaps new things in the same way. Um, I liked some things about interdisciplinarity. I liked some things about make the world better. I liked something about the flow state and the invisible hands that the CEPT project is all about. So whoever's heard that, I think that's incredible to hear what is being said today. And I hope you take all of this and some more, which is going to follow with you today as perhaps milestone narratives or thoughts that accompany you through the life. My dear graduating students, family members, my dedicated faculty and committed staff, and all our distinguished guests. I'm privileged to be here today on this incredible occasion. Um, I do believe that these are special moments. I do believe that these moments are perhaps held in time. I do believe that this perhaps in some way consolidates an incredible experience you may have had, whether it's 2 years, 5 years, or plus or minus some here and there. So I'm commencing my address today, and something that I thought it's important is it's to all at CEPT. It is to the administration, to the library personnel, to the workshop teams, to the TAs, to the staff, to everybody who has been part of this CEPT project. To my team, including staff, TAs, and the tutors at the Faculty of Design. It is each of you who have enabled today. Collectively, you have sculpted thoughts, crafted values, honed skills, drafted attitudes, delivered knowledge, drawn inspiration, formed confidence, and importantly, designed designers. This day is yours. Each of us here recognize what you do selflessly and passionately. Your role is significant, and you are the ones responsible for setting up the students for success in more ways that are apparent today. Thank you for doing what you do. To the parents and family members, I can sense a warm feeling of accomplishment in the school air. Yes, your wards have indeed done what they may have set out to do in the beginning in a rather innocent manner, in an idea, right? Over the years, each of you may have seen their life journey from very close, holding tiny hands to picking them up. So you've had a very close experience with your wards. And perhaps in the time they've been at CEPT from very far, you've seen them or seen what they have been doing in perhaps short bursts. Maybe their journey at CEPT began only with a seed of an idea, an aspiration of a compelling education, a fascination for CEPT, a perception of a career, a notion of a profession, and for some, an imagination of a life ahead. Life is perhaps lived in preparation for futures both immediate and distant. And yes, your wards are prepared. They have matured, they have transformed, and they are equipped with the potential and talent to chart their own journeys. Thank you for entrusting us with your own. To the students, at the time of reflection for each of you, my thoughts are on response and responsibility. Sorry, it's a bit long, I didn't realize, but 10 minutes is quite some bit. But so as designers, and I'm using the word generally, loosely, ubiquitously, we are often called to act in the unknown, in the uncertain, as like, Rishabh also mentioned, the uncertainty of the design process and the experience and the iterative nature of it. So we are often called to act in the unknown, and the intuitive and the tacit often frame our creative responses. Towards this end, I hope we have charged each of you to have a voice, a skill set, a domain understanding, and a professional attitude with which you may reactively participate in the diverse opportunities and distinct roles of your calling. What then about responsibility to yourself, to the profession, and to the collective challenges of our times, which again have been spoken about centrally? So each of you will encounter situations, and perhaps you already have in the last few months, that call for clarity of purpose, depth of values, and strength of ethics. Multiple forces will tug at you, even make demands contrary to who you are and who you want to be. In this, I hope you find your feet and stand your ground, for this is what it means to be a designer. You have to have your voice, you have to find your feet and stand your ground. Your work can and will touch people, some of whom you may never meet. People of diverse backgrounds, abilities, and perspectives. As a fellow designer, the only reason I stand here is to access and impact individuals like you who are beyond the extents and confines of my own practice. So I'm privileged to be here. Design is about making things better, which means it is a perpetual activity, it's a perpetual project. And design excellence lies in its ability to elevate lives and solve real-world problems. You are uniquely positioned to act within a very wide range, from providing a service to a single client to impacting the lives of communities. Even in the time of self-doubt, do remember that design is at core and intent a positive act, a joyous act. It can spark discovery and bring about deep satisfaction. I taught a course last semester on professional practice. Some of you may have attended that. Today I'm drawing from that um, some parts of which I had very briefly spoken about. I'd introduced the Montreal Design Declaration from the 2017 Montreal World Design Summit. And I stated because it's an important moment in the perhaps history of design, new histories. It was attended by the global design community across a broad spectrum of design disciplines, including professional designers like you, architects, urban planners, landscape architects, and many other design-related fields. The design organizations also who participated represented hundreds of thousands of designers globally. Uh, the international bodies represented the intergovernment organizations, the governmental organizations, and the non-governmental organizations, including private and civil sectors of society worldwide. And I bring this to today's conversation because together this array of international organizations brought cultural, economic, environmental, and social perspectives. Why did they all come together? Why did all these people come together? What was stated in the Montreal Design Declaration in 2017? To express a shared view of the crucial role of design and the great responsibilities of designers, and to affirm the fundamental role of design in creating and shaping the world around now and in the future. That was the central reason. And they wanted to situate design activity and the role of design amongst many things. They were cognizant of the diverse range of contexts, formal, informal, where design has impact. They were sentient to the demands of communities, large, small, local, global, for decent living conditions and for which design can help address. They recognize the need for strategic leadership on design matters at local, regional, national, and international levels. And with this, the need for governance models, political agendas, and policy to serve as an agent of change. Policy to take design into account. It's something that is developing, something that is a new space, it's something that the world needs to recognize. It acknowledged the intrinsic capacity of design to serve as an agent of change and a source of creative transformation, acknowledging the fundamental and critical role of design to create a world that is environmentally sustainable, economically viable, socially equitable, and culturally diverse, confirming the value of working in a collaborative, holistic, and integrated way to foster design of common benefit. Designers, and this is for each of you, all of you all now, the declaration articulated, are professionals who by education, outlook, and experience are capable of developing new interdisciplinary solutions to improve the quality of life. There's a call to action that applies universally, which includes responsive design that focuses on degradation of physical, social, and cultural environment and natural ecosystems and threats and risks caused by global change, industrialization, rapid urbanization, unfettered consumption, profoundly affecting quality of life and impacting sustainable economic growth. Responsible design, conscious of designers' enormous capacity to be constructive as well as destructive in the interventions they make. Vigilant design, in a world increasingly impacted by machine learning, and artificial intelligence, designers must help ensure that the impact of algorithms and technology are ethical and inclusive of social, cultural, and ethnic diversity. It was a recognition of design by leaders, decision makers, and influencers across all sectors of society of the value of design and the need to foster and implement design for the greater common good. The declaration, and I need to end with that, culminated in a simple and remarkable statement about design, which I want each of you to take back. It simply stated at the end, all people deserve to live in a well-designed world. Thank you, students. For your commitment to and at CEPT. My congratulations to each of you. Please give yourselves a round of applause you've already been giving. Also to your teachers, your families, and your peers who have played important roles in where you are today. We are privileged to have Dr. Sushmita Mohanty with us as a chief guest. I just spoke about a well-designed world and ended. And I'm sure she may have deeper understanding of what inhabiting more than one world looks like. Welcome, Sushmita. Before that, we'll have a pretty extensive, you know, understanding of what she's done. So, Rishabh, please share that. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Salim. It's indeed a privilege to introduce our chief guest today, Dr. Sushmita Mohanty. So I'm going to read out a few of the things that she's done. Susmita Mohanty is a spaceship designer, serial entrepreneur, and a space diplomat. She is the Director General of Spaceport Sarabhai S2, India's first and only space think tank, which she co-founded in 2021. S2's mission is to present and strengthen India's voice, both public and private, as a space power worldwide. Alongside this quest, S2 seeks to provide research-based policy guidance to the government, accelerate India's transformation into a developed space economy, promote international dialogue, and foster space and sustainability. Susmita is unique as a space entrepreneur. Perhaps she is the only one to have co-founded companies in 3 different continents: Earth to Orbit, Bangalore, Liquefier Systems Group, Vienna, and Moonfront, San Francisco. In 2005, Susmita was honored on the Capitol Hill with an International Achievement Award from Women in Aerospace for promoting international cooperation through her orbital enterprise. Via Earth to Orbit, her third entrepreneurial venture, she played a pivotal role in enabling the first ever historic launch agreement between an American satellite constellation company Skybox and Antrix, the Indian Space Agency's commercial arm, despite seemingly unsurmountable legal and export control hurdles. This half a decade technology diplomacy saga paved the way for many more American satellites to be launched on board the Indian PSLV rocket. Prior to turning entrepreneur, Susmita worked on a shuttle missions at NASA Johnson in Houston and later for the International Space Station program at Boeing in Huntington Beach. Since 1998, Susmita has worked with Americans, Japanese, Europeans, Russians, and Indians in various capacities as employee, consultant, contractor, entrepreneur, and advisor. From space agencies to the universities, from industry associations to investment firms, institutions, and companies, the world over consults Susmita on space-related matters. She was one of the experts invited by Principal Scientific Advisor to the Prime Minister of India to share insights on the role of startups in creating a thriving space economy. She was invited by the Swiss Space Office to provide inputs for crafting the 2023 Swiss space policy. In 2019, she was selected as one of the BBC's 100 women laureates who inspire and influence a female-led future. In 2017, she was featured on cover of Fortune magazine. In 2012, she was voted into the Financial Times list of 25 Indians to watch. On the occasion of India's 75th anniversary of its independence, Susmita was one of the 75 women honored by the Indian government with the Women Transformating India Awards. Susmita is a non-resident scholar at Carnegie, India. She serves on the advisory board of the Global Alliance for Earth Space Governance and the Space Center at the École Polytechnique Fédérale de I don't know if I said it right, Switzerland. She was a member of the World Economic Forum, Global Future Council for Space Technologies from 2016 to 2024. She's currently a member of the board of the Center for Space Futures, a part of WEF Center for the Fourth Industrial Revolution. She served on the Senate of the National Institute of Design, Ahmedabad, 2019-21. Between 2017 to 2019, at the invitation of the Chief Minister of the state of Orissa, Susmita served on his staff in the rank of Minister of State on a mission to empower and improve state-run schools. Educated in India, France, Sweden, Susmita holds multiple degrees, including a PhD. She seamlessly straddles the world of technology, business, diplomacy, design, and architecture. An ardent traveler and explorer, she might just be the only person in the world to have visited both the Arctic and Antarctica on invitation. Once again, we welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, the class of 2025. I'm delighted to be here today. Dean Bhatri, faculty members, parents, and most importantly, graduating students. Thank you for this honor. Thank you for bringing me back to what I consider the playground of my high school years. Life today has indeed come full circle. Right here in the audience, I see friends, I see some of my teachers, and I see my peers. From the mid-1980s and early 1990s, you must be thinking, oops, what time scale is that? That's like 35 years ago or more. I know, I might sound like a speaking dinosaur. I mean, you just heard my bio, right? So you guys are where I was 30 years ago, quite literally. And I used to bicycle over to the CEPT campus pretty much every weekend. Back then, we barely had cars. I used to live at the Department of Space Colony near Ahmedabad. And CEPT for me was like being in a wonderland every weekend. I had infinite options to feed my curiosity. I was quite literally spoiled for choice of what to stretch my mind with on any given weekend. Sometimes I'd be at the community science center tinkering in the labs or watching documentaries. Or I'd be at the School of Architecture library browsing through books or sneaking into student presentations. Kanoria Arts Center, overdosing on Piraji Sagra's sculptures. He's one of my favorite sculptors. Or the Hati Singh Visual Arts Center, you know, going and viewing the occasional exhibition. CEPT quite literally shaped my belief system about how the world ought to be, right? A world without boundaries. I think you probably got lost in that long biography that was just read. If I had to summarize what I did over the last 30 years, which you might over the next 30 years, I spent about 15 years in human space exploration, designing habitats, rovers, spacesuits for living in the near future on Moon, on Mars. I spent about 7 years launching stuff on rockets. So if you want to launch anything, you can come to me. And I spent 3 years agonizing over climate change and how we can use satellite imagery and combine it with advances in machine learning and analytics to make cities more climate smart, to build models for agriculture. So applications right here on Earth. And lately, I run a space law and policy institution. So you have a long way ahead of you to do very many things that you can dream of. So CEPT gave me that sense of freedom, that unfettered access, and knowledge of every kind, cerebral, spatial, tactile. It's this idea of the world that I took forward with me, a world without boundaries, a world full of wonder and joy. I almost envy all of you here that you had this right under your noses for 5 years. I would just come here on the weekends, remember? I've had an opportunity over the last 3 decades to experience some of the world's finest institutions. And if I were to draw a parallel in another part of the world, in terms of diversity, access, and having plenty to choose from, to engage with, it would be the MIT Media Lab in Cambridge, in Massachusetts, where I spent 4 months as a virtual student while I waited for my security clearance to come through to work for the International Space Station program at Boeing in Huntington Beach. Right this very moment, there is a space station orbiting the Earth every 90 minutes. And some of you might even, someday make it to the space station. So in a single day of 24 hours, you would experience 16 sunsets and sunrises. And if you had to be the commander of a mission, it's a very tough job, I tell you. Because when you are in a hermetically sealed habitat, where you put the thermostat can be a bone of contention. Women are colder than men, you have 16 day and night passes. It's tough to be a commander on a station, but you might want to give it a shot. So coming back to the campus that has shaped you, and I'll take you forward, access and freedom are recurring themes, which now mean vastly different things than they meant back then. In the late 90s, when I was at NASA Johnson, I was given a badge which read access to all buildings. So in the middle of the night, me and my friends would drive over to Mission Control to look at the second Hubble repair mission. For those of you who weren't born when Hubble went up, it's a telescope that orbits the Earth and has sent back the most amazing images of the universe. But after 9/11, the world changed. Access changed. If I were to return to NASA today, I would no longer have easy access to the heart of the organization, to the belly of the beast. It's nearly impossible. Alas, something similar is happening here as well and across the world. 2 Christmases ago, when I visited Ahmedabad and came over to my beloved CEPT campus, to my surprise and amusement, I found physical barricades and security personnel between the different institutions. And I wasn't used to this, right? So I would slip through the gap and I would sort of wave my hand at the bewildered security guy and say something like visiting faculty, and it would work like a charm. So trespassing is a very important talent to have. But be careful, because you might get shot in some countries for trespassing. So why am I making such a big deal about access and freedom? Simply because these are central to the minting of great minds and the signature quality of great institutions. At this time and age, social media might seem to make the world freer and more accessible than ever. And yet, mind you, it's doing the exact opposite. It's building echo chambers. It's polarizing people and creating artificial divides where there should be none whatsoever. Your institution, perhaps by design, was and significantly still is a flag bearer of what an educational experience ought to be. You are the fortunate inheritors of an enviable legacy, my friends, and a great tradition. As you carry your amazing intellectual tradition forward, you must protect these values and hold them dear. They're very precious. And I can tell you that Ahmedabad, your city, my city, is host to 2 of the world's finest schools. Yes, the world's finest. CEPT is one of them, and the other one is my alma mater, NID. Well, I guess we shouldn't be rude, and besides, we don't want jealous neighbors, so we can throw an IIM Ahmedabad in there as well. As it was just pointed out, I've been both to the Arctic and to Antarctica. Our polar regions are melting at speeds that you cannot fathom. I've heard icebergs calving, and I've seen glaciers melting and accelerating. The Arctic will be gone in our lifetimes. It'll be waterways. Satellite studies have shown that places like Greenland is losing ice at the rate of 120 gigatons a year. Just to help you visualize that, 1 gigaton is equal to 400,000 Olympic-sized swimming pools. And you might have heard there is a fat guy with orange hair who wants to buy Greenland. So I'll let you go home and figure out why is it that he wants to buy it. You know, a blob of melting ice. So contemporary designers such as yourself will have to make sustainability the core of your design thinking. Can you prevent climate change? No, definitely not. I personally think we've already crossed a couple of tipping points. But can you slow it down? Perhaps. And you must. Of the many things that I do across continents, I run a collective called the City as a Spaceship, also known as CAS, where we look at the reciprocities between architecture and design for extreme environments here on Earth and out there in space. And there are a lot of similarities because in compact homes where the human density is high, or hyperdense cities like New York, like Mumbai, like Sao Paulo, like Tokyo, the challenges of designing for these environments is very similar to the challenges you face when you're designing for a habitable spaceship. You have a challenge of scarce resources. There are issues of odor, privacy, hygiene. There are psychological issues as well, and those of micro-societies. So there is a wonderful yet obvious symbiosis. So tomorrow's space ideas can shape today's cities, and investing in today's cities with our ideas, with our designs, can serve as a vehicle and a test bed to subsidize and implement tomorrow's space projects. I want all of you to think about us humans and our relationships with our habitats, our transporters, which includes your 2 legs as well. Walk a lot. I think that's very important. Our transporters and the environment. And I want you to think of intelligent ways of designing future cities such that each city is composed of small spaceship-like closed loop ecosystems where everything sort of comes back in. You see that a lot even in vernacular architecture if you look back. The implications can be very significant and urgent, guys, especially in the present-day context when we are dealing with an increased frequency of climate spikes and recurring wars and conflicts. Yes, I'm hinting at the ongoing wildfires in Southern California and the complete destruction of Gaza, where people are freezing and starving this winter, and many, many more similar catastrophes around the planet. You are the citizens of the world, my friends, and you need to wrap your head around the unraveling of our planet and come up with novel ideas and design approaches to keep it habitable for future generations. And remember, you cannot limit your design thinking to us, Homo sapiens, alone. You have to keep in your mind space all of the other species that we share the planet with, you know, whether it's the humpback whale to the tadpoles, the flamingos or the house sparrows, the great banyan, or, you know, that spiky rose. It could be the ants, the bees. I think it's very important because we Homo sapiens get so involved in ourselves, we forget, we cohabit, right? And now I guess it's time for me to share a few life things with you. But before I do that, I have a confession to make. Yours is the first convocation I'm attending in my life. Yes, the first ever. I mean, it's true, I have 4 different degrees, but I've never attended any of my convocations. Because by the time the convocation happened, I'd already moved on and was some other place on the planet, and so I never made it to any of my convocations. Each of my degrees was essentially an excuse to travel, to meet people, to seek out new cultures, to, most importantly, I would say, to play. And play is something I do every day, and play you must, my friends. What I mean by that is find self-directed, self-motivated things to do every day, and that way you can stay young forever. Be actively curious. No matter what your choice of profession is, expand the horizons of your mind. Read, discuss, debate, learn about everything: literature, art, sciences, politics. You cannot afford to be apolitical, mind you. And engaging with a diverse universe lies at the root of creativity, and the bonus is it makes you an interesting person. Try to be fearless and develop an appetite for risk. I always tell young people it is okay to jump off a cliff and build your wings along the way down. And if you crash land, no problem. Just pick yourself up, reinvent, re-strategize, and find a way to move on. The going won't always be easy, but don't ever feel let down. To quote one of my favorite quotes from a delightful movie, which some of you must have seen, everything will be all right in the end. So if it's not all right, it's not the end. The only real failure is the failure to not try, guys. And anything worth doing, I can tell you, takes a good 5, 7, 10 years. And then you can say, I've arrived. And develop a knack for dealing with the unknown and with uncertainty. And remember that change is never linear. It's always complex, and learn to deal with complexity. Always be open to new ideas and new ways of doing things. And above all, stay grounded, stay real. Life is not a curated set of Instagram posts or reels. It really is a series of lived experiences, lived well, irrespective of your circumstances. And finally, no matter what Musk says, sells, or tweets, don't let him fool you. Mars sucks. There is no planet B, guys. We have to take care of our home planet, even if we choose to go visit some others. And remember, we are all astronauts. We often forget that we live on a blue spaceship. And right this very minute, all of us are hurtling through space at enormous speeds. So with that, ad astra, my friends, to the stars and Godspeed. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Susmita. Can I please request you to come forward and also give the award of, and Salim, can you please greet her with. Salim, we can begin with the awards of proficiency if you can read out, and Susmita, if you can come and give the award.
Okay. Faculty level awards 2025, Bachelor of Interior Design, Best Research Project Award, Agrawal Madhav Rakesh. Best Research Project Award, Mudit Mantri. And there are quite a few of these. Best Research Project Award, Pranjal Ashish Patel. Best Research Project Award, Arpita Sharma. Best Research Project Award, Ashesha Vipul Shah. Best Research Project Award, Shah Yanshi Shreyans. Best Research Project Award, Shah Harini Archit. Best Studio Project Award, Ajmera Ansh Viral. Best Studio Project Award, Shrushti Kaneral Mehta. Academic Excellence Award, second year, Jatin Surana. Academic Excellence Award, third year, Patel Dhruv Sanjay Kumar. Academic Excellence Award, fourth year, Bhamidipati Bhavna. Okay, Bachelor of Design, Best Research Project Award, Kushagra Mittal. Academic Excellence Award, second year, Anushka Inush Kapse. Academic Excellence Award, third year, Vidush Gupta was an exchange. So it's an exchange. Uh, sorry. Academic Excellence Award, fourth year, J. Murthy. Academic Excellence Award, fourth year, Arya Prashant Bhagwat. Master of Design, Furniture Design, Best Studio Project Award, Shalini A.S. Academic Excellence Award, first year, Kripa K. Master of Design, Building Products and Systems, Best Studio Project Award, Pranjal Tarun Gokru. Academic Excellence Award, first year, Himisha Bhatnagar. Master of Design, Computational Design and Fabrication, Academic Excellence Award, first year, Arjun Kota. Congratulations, everyone.
Thank you, Rishal. Good afternoon, everybody. I have a long list here, so without wasting much time, let's start. The chairman and the members of the Board of Management of the CEPT University on the nomination of the Executive Council have conferred upon the following students the degree of Bachelor of Interior Design: Ananya Manoj Kumar, Ajmera Ansh Viral, Archana Marwa, Arpita Sharma, Wagaria Arthav Girish Bhai, Dave Arya Vimal, Ashesha Vipul Shah, Modiwadia Dhruvanshi Jayesh Bhai, Thanawala Dhruvi Pankaj, Mehta Diya Jatin Kumar, Fiza Elet, Gajala Hamsa Shruti, Shah Harini Archit. Zala Harsh Natubai. Desai Hir. Sangvi Hir Mahesh. Right. Patel Heli Niren Kumar. Patel Isha Vishal. Palolia Ishwa. Nita Kasturi. Shah Kavina Bhavin. Khushi Rajubhai Panchal. Konkana Das. Shanika Sahil Patel. Lakshita Gray. Agrawal Madhav Rakesh. Popat Maitrey Sudhir Bhai. Miti Shah. Mudit Mantri. Motiani Nandini Ravi Kumar. Nirja Ketan Gajjar. Jagad Nishi Naresh. Ojas Raturi. Pranjal Ashish Patel. Ruchi Bharadwaj. Patel Rutvi Pramukhbhai. Shah Sakshi. Samriddhi Jha. Shah Silvi Kaushikbhai. Shushti Kannayalal Mehta. Tejaswini Soumya Netam. Shah Yanshi Shreyans. Yashvi Sharad Sheth. Shah Yug Neeraj. Shah Zalak Nimeshbhai. Doshi Ayush Mrunal Kumar. Shah Bansri Pinak. Lunia Khushi Sandeep. Shreya Suhag. In absentia, we have K. Rashmila, Talati Amishi Nayanbhai, Pavni Porwal, Patel Bhaumi Kiranbhai, Raj Panchal, Jadhav Kamakshi Harish, Detroja Tulsi Hasmukhbhai, Trivedi Soumya Jayeshbhai. We now move on to the BSc degree in interior design. The chairman and members of the board of management of the CEPT University on the nomination of the executive council have conferred upon the following students the degree of Bachelor of Science in Interior Design. We have Suthar Drumil Jigneshbhai, Jadeja Karnavi, Humaira Athar Khan, and Thakkar Shriya Ashish. Congratulations, everyone. I
CEPT University, on nomination of the Executive Council, have conferred upon the following students the degree of Bachelor of Design. Abhishek Chorgadi, Anvi Vich, Archie Shah, Avni Gupta, Bennett Benny Thomas, Dev Prajapati, Diya Chaniara, Hardi Agarwal, Harshvi Patel, Hitesh Rao Bidu, Kushagra Mittal, Kushani Mehta, Margi Neev Chapani, Nandita Francis, Pratika Chajed, Tejomay Kalai Uma, Vaishnavi Borkar, and Vishakha Bhatt. Congratulations once again. Now you are proud graduates of Faculty of Design, CEPT University.
Good afternoon, all. The chairman and the members of the board of the management of the CEPT University on the nomination of the Executive Council have conferred upon the following students the degree of Masters of Design, Furniture Design: Akshay S., Dhruvi Thakkar, Dimple Grover, Shahjil Rignesh Kumar, Lisa Benny, Muskan Soni, Pranjal Sheth, Pratyusha Achama Joshua, Riya Anil Sahane, Shalini A.S., Yenugundala Vinit Kumar, Rushant Gautam, Shivangi Maheshwari, Akanksha Agrawal, Parmar Harsh Kiran, Radhika Agarwal. In absentia, Astha Goel, Jalaj Rajesh Lohoti, Angi Jayesh Sangvi. The chairman and the members of the board of management of the CEPT University on the nomination of the council, executive council have conferred upon the following students the degree of Masters of Design, Building Products and Systems: Dave Aditya Dipen, Akshit Chevron. George Ben. Pranjal Tarun Gokru. Shikha Jalani. Sushmita V. Ishita Agarwal. Congratulations to all the students. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Salim. Hi once again. What a wonderful day it has been, celebrating all of your journeys finally coming to an end with us. Of course, only as students, but now you're going to be a proud alumni of CEPT University. So congratulations once again. On behalf of Faculty of Design, CEPT University, I extend heartfelt thanks to all of you to make this day much more special. To graduates, your hard work and perseverance inspire us. To parents and families, thank you for your support and trust in us. A special thank you to our chief guest, Dr. Susmita Mohanty, for sharing your wisdom and inspiring all of us. Your presence really made a lot of difference to many of us here today. A big thank you to Convocation team for organizing this event so beautifully, and to our graduates. As you step into the world, carry the lessons and values you've learned here. Stay curious, stay inspired, and make a difference. Thank you all once again. Before I declare the convocation closed, I would request for group photographs. I request all the dignitaries to come. And I request batch by batch, we can have the Bachelor of Interior Design program students come first, followed by Bachelor of Design, and then Masters of Furniture Design and Building Products and System for a group photograph. Yeah, we can.
If I can have everyone's attention for a minute, lunch will be served in the double heights, which is on the other side of the department. Thank you.